Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of today's newsletter is going to be, I escaped the friend zone. Well, I've got an email here from a guy who started hanging out with this girl. She was calling, texting him all the time, and he was hanging out as just friends and never making a move because he thought he had to be respectful and nice because she wasn't that kind of girl, he assumed. So the problem was that he hung out with her and acted like a friend for so long that she eventually started dating some other guy, and then once he found out about this, he of course vomits his feelings all over her, and she says that she's just not attracted to him because he never made a move on her. I mean, she came right out and actually told him this. So obviously he was pretty hurt over the whole thing, started following my work, reading my book, and the good thing is he got out there and applied it, because some guys that are in this situation, they feel sad, they feel sorry for themselves, and they don't do anything. They don't do anything to improve their skills with women in general. But what this guy did is, even though it sucked, even though he was hurting, he forced himself to get out there and start doing really well with women. Because, especially for anybody that's trying to get an ex back, you got to improve your skills. Because if you keep doing what you've always done, you're going to continue to get what you've always got. And if you weren't successful in the past, and several months go by and you haven't done anything to help yourself, even though you might be reading my book or watching my videos, when that person comes back to potentially give you another opportunity, nothing's changed. And you're still going to fuck it up because you're emotionally invested. But what this guy did is he had lots of choices, lots of options. And basically about a year later, this girl came back into the picture and he was able to finally seal the deal with her because he'd been practicing with lots of other women. He'd moved on with his life. He did the work that was necessary. And this is so critically important, especially for those of you that are stinging from a breakup or being blown off from a girl that you really liked. So I got a quote that I wrote, and then we're going to go through his email. And the quote says, "Many men who are unsuccessful with women and who are constantly getting friend-zoned incorrectly assume that they need to hold back, delay, and spend a lot of time interacting with women as friends to prove themselves before expressing any romantic interest. Women want to be in a love story. They want to be swept off their feet by a man who says and does all the right things with confidence and fearlessness. Men who dither, delay, and hesitate, thinking they are being respectful by acting like a friend, are in for a rude awakening when they finally can't take it anymore and vomit their feelings all over women. Attraction isn't a choice, but if men act like a friend and hide their romantic interest, they will never be anything but platonic friends." So let's go through his email. He says, "Hi, Coach. Just wanted to drop you an email to thank you for the great work you do helping people to improve their lives. A year ago, I was as clueless as any guy you have probably ever met. I was raised in a pretty messed up household, which had some serious negative effects on my self-esteem. Although I didn't realize the serious nature of the problem, I ended up codependent, and this caused me so many problems in my dating life. I met a girl for the first time in a long time that showed high interest in me, but due to my issues and lack of knowledge, I messed things up. She asked me to hang out a bunch of times and it was really cool, but I didn't act out of fear of rejection and got myself friend-zoned." I mean, this reminds me of things I did in my 20s. I'd meet a girl that I was really into occasionally, and she'd really be into me in the beginning. She'd be calling me, texting me, and I'd be holding back, not going for the kiss. She'd be inviting me to do things, inviting me to meet her out, and I never made a move. And then eventually she'd realize I didn't know what I was doing, or I didn't have the confidence, and I'd find out she's dating somebody else, and of course I'd puke my friends. She's like, "Oh, well, I just think of you as a friend." And I'd be thinking, well, I'm pretty sure you were into me in the beginning. I was like, what changed? But if I ever asked those kind of questions, I never got a straight answer. But, I mean, those are the kinds of experiences that shape you. And because I went through so many of those kinds of experiences in my 20s, I learned the hard way what not to do. And what's nice is I can share that wisdom with people that are along the path where I once used to be, and so they don't have to torture themselves or go through those same issues themselves. They don't have to make the same mistakes that I once made. He says, eventually she met a guy who did know what he was doing, and I ended up vomiting my feelings all over her. She told me I was such a nice guy. Nice guy. It's so great. You're in love with a girl. You're just such a nice guy. And then in the beginning, she just wanted me to make a move on her, but we hung out so much and got on so well as friends that she wasn't attracted to me. I was devastated, and it was at this time I found your work. Over the past 6 months, I have read your book well over 15 times and watched thousands of hours of your videos. This is a guy who is serious about his success. He was like, I'm fucking done with this. Never again. He just had the attitude of, just tell me what I need to do, Corey, and I'll fucking do it. He didn't make excuses. He didn't say, oh, I don't have time to read a book, or I'm not a book reader. I just rather watch videos. That's why this guy is successful now. He put in the time, he did the repetition, and you'll see in a second, he's getting the fucking results. I download your videos to my iPod and listen to them all the time. I now know and understand every mistake I made, and more importantly, why I made them. I have blasted through my negative mindset and look at my past as a gift from which to learn from. Everything that he's read in my book, because he's read it 15 times, is instinctual at this point. He knows. He thinks the way I think. And that's what I do. I teach a perspective to approach life. How to approach your business career, how to approach a job that you want to get, or the ultimate job, or your dream job, how to approach your intimate relationships, your friendships, how to take care of your body, how to eat healthy, the best success principles that are out there. Because life throws all kinds of fucking curveballs at you, and you got to be prepared. And if you're not, you're going to fuck things up. He says, these days, things are very different for me, and I'm having a lot of fun. I'm hooking up and even improved my career using your advice. A couple of weeks ago, I was thinking about this girl from last year and reviewing it in my head, having a laugh about my mistakes and telling myself, come on, man. 2 days later, she texted me. I told myself Coach would say, what a coincidence. I would say, what a coincidence. But that works too. And I decided to assume that she wanted to see me. Again, because he's read the book 15 times, it's instinctual. He didn't sit there and go, I know there was something in chapter 3 about this. I think I should do this. You don't want to be in that situation because you'll fuck it up. But because it was instinctual, right away, boom, he knew what it meant. She wants to see me. Let me make a date. I made a date with her. I had to pass 1 or 2 shit tests, but it was no problem. I was prepared to walk and never look back, but she agreed to come to my place. Again, following what I teach in 7 Principles to Get an X Back. Somebody blows you off, you don't go to them. You don't pick them up. You don't meet them out. They want to see you. They can come over and make dinner at your place. If they don't want to do that, hey, give me a call in 2 or 3 weeks, and maybe I'll be up for something more formal then. They need to earn you back. Because remember, you still wanted them, and they still blew you off. He vomits his feelings because he goes, oh, I'm just not that attracted to you. Sorry. I sealed the deal that night, and we have been having fun ever since. A year ago, this would have never been possible, and it's all thanks to you. You are making a huge difference. Your work is the truth. Awesome, dude. Well, thanks for taking care of yourself and doing the right thing, and thanks for being a great example. Thanks for reading the book 15 times so it became instinctual because it's easy and effortless. He was totally prepared when this girl came back because he'd been practicing with other women, and he followed the things that I taught. And if you don't, you're going to struggle unnecessarily and make it a lot harder on yourself than it needs to be. But hey, it's your life. If you like suffering, if you like beating yourself over the head with a hammer, more power to you. So if you'd like to get my help personally, the quickest way is to book a paid phone, Skype, or email coaching session. You can choose any of those options by going to my website, clicking the products tab at the top of your screen, and just follow the instructions for booking whichever option works best for you. And I shall talk to you soon.